Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in on time. Today is a very, a deep session, very different from the usual sessions that we have where we talk about nutrition, exercise, what you should do and what you should not. So, what is today's session about? Today's session is about how our childhood patterns are secretly controlling our weight, our hormones, as well as our self-worth and how to break free out of them. And why are we really talking about that? Because you may have tried many different kinds of diets, exercise, you may be eating healthy, you may be exercising regularly, but something pulls you back and you start seeing patterns emerge after emerge that you see a success for short term and then you go back to being where you are, or you get and you frequently find yourself in situations which doesn't allow you to follow a healthy lifestyle. For example, you fall sick very often, you get pains very often. Where are all of these coming from? And without any reason, you may try to attach it to some reason that this is happening because of this, but you see that a recurring pattern happens to you but not to others. Then where are all of these coming from, which is sabotaging your health goals? And that is what we are going to talk about today. And who am I? Hi, I'm Ruma. I'm an internationally certified health and fitness coach. I am a certified fitness trainer, nutritionist, a women's fitness specialist, and specialist in exercise therapy from International Sports and Sciences Academy USA and National Academy of Sports Medicines USA. I was recognized by the Government of India, and we were awarded by Times of India and Economic Times for our work in the area of health and fitness. And as much as we are in the line of health and fitness, the biggest satisfaction we get is when we see the people that we work with completely transform, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. So today is one of those sessions where I take you deeper into your childhood patterns, your emotions, your childhood experiences, and how they are interfering with your health journey today. Okay, so why don't we get started now? So what happens is, this has been proved in psychology that the initial 7 years in a child's life is very important. So when a child is growing up, the first 7 years in the child's life, the brain works in such a way that they are in a theta state of a mind. And the theta state of a mind is where these children are very creative. And that is why you see a child before 7 years old, they can drink out of a toy cup and say, I'm having hot tea and this is beautiful. I'm sailing in the river. They may be sitting in your drawing room and they are saying that I'm sailing in the river. So till the age of 7, they are mostly in a trance, and which is a state of mind where you can imprint a lot of imprint a lot of thoughts, beliefs during that time. And when they do that, and just imagine what is happening in the first 7 years of our life, that some parents play along with the imagination of the children, and some parents say that Santa doesn't exist, so please don't think about Santa. Come back to real life. You cannot behave like this as you're growing big. You're a big boy now, you're a big girl now. So now the expectations of the society, expectations of the parents for us to behave in a certain way starts to take over, and that part of the creativity is gone, and we are stuck in the boundaries that has been defined by our parents, by the society, by the school, by our teachers, by our friends, and everybody is trying to put us inside the boundary. So there is a norm by which we should behave and operate, and those norms have been decided by the society. So from this point onwards, our life starts to change as well, and the experiences so in the first 7 years of the life as well, a child is in a theta state. So, whatever you are saying, more that matters. And what the child is picking up from the environment also matters, because they are going and sitting deep in their subconscious pattern. So the first 7 years of the life in a child's life is very crucial. And after that also, because the experiences doesn't stop in the first 7 years of the life, experiences continue. And hence the Hence, as we continue to move forward, the experiences are shaping our interaction with life, our behaviors, our habits, everything. So let's take one by one. And you know what? The experiences that we have are the experiences of many people who go through our experience of neglect, experiences of criticism, experiences of bullying, experiences of overprotective parents. So all of this kind of creates certain habits and behaviors in us. Some of those habits and behaviors are welcome, and some of those we want to get rid of. So what I'm going to share in today's session is I'll take a few very specific ones because it's a wide area, a lot of research, lot of studies have happened in this area, which is correlated childhood experience, the emotions and the subconscious patterns to the habits and behaviors of adult life and the health conditions in the adult life as well. How do they manifest? How our childhood experience manifest as health conditions in our adult life? Lot of researches have been done. So it's a vast area. Instead of instead of bringing all the nuances into it, I'm going to go through the top few behaviors, attach them to the childhood behavior, childhood experiences, and then give you a way through which you can break out of those patterns. But as I say this, I will also acknowledge the fact that this is experiences are not singular, right? Somebody may be going through neglect and criticism. Somebody may be going through lack of validation, lack of appreciation, and an unsafe environment. So it is a combination of multiple things that shape our behavior. So we cannot singularly point out that that there is only one experience one person goes through. So it becomes a very, very involved discussion. However, over the next 20 to 30 minutes, I want to give you insights into some of the major ones that we see in the health and fitness field. And these are and this is where our experience also lies, because we work with thousands of people across the world every month, and we identify patterns, and now we are able to identify those patterns early on itself. Okay, so with that, the first one that I'd like to talk about is if you had a critical parent. Okay, and everybody can start making notes. Yeah, so it is not for me here. My what I'll not be doing here is helping you blame your parents for everything that they did, but helping us identify that whatever is our childhood experience should not define my adulthood behavior. That is what we are here to do. Parents have done whatever was the best for them in their situation, whatever their blueprint was, whatever their subconscious patterns were, whatever they have seen, whatever they have learned as they were growing, whatever they felt that was right, they did it to us. Okay, so nothing wrong or right. Maybe that didn't go well with us, but then this now as an adult, when we understand these patterns, it is for us to break out of them, not to do a blame game, but to identify how I can emerge successful, knowing that something may not have gone very well in my past. Okay, so one is if you had parents who were very critical. Now, if somebody is above the age of 40, nearing 50, that generation, right? Where parents were, India was a growing country at that time. We did not have so much of exposure, opulence, and, mm, you know, the capitalism coming in at that point in time. So we did not grow up with a lot of luxury around us. India was not a luxurious country like it is now. The availability, the money floating around was unbelievable at our time. So some of the things that parents used to put on the children was, you have to do very well in your academics to do very well in your life. So somehow the academics was associated, doing well in academics was associated was with doing well in life. And if children at that time of our generation did not do well academically, there was a lot of criticism. So if you were criticized, not just for academics, for anything that your parents did not find right, maybe the criticism, something like girls have to sit in a certain way, girls have to walk in a certain way, girls have to talk in a certain way, and you are not doing that, constantly being criticized for the things that you do usually, and you did not get encouragement in your early life for the things that you did well. More criticism, less encouragement, whether it be from your parents or from your teachers, no matter where that came from, it often leads to fear of failure. Because there was a lot of criticism attached to what you did, now what happens is these people grow up feeling that, let me not do this. What if I fail? If I fail, I will get criticized once again. And the fear of criticism, the fear of failure stops them from moving forward, stops them from taking a step. And here comes this beautiful thing, not beautiful, but one of the things that we want to get rid of is procrastination. When I say that I will start on my health journey a week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, after the vacation is over, after the exams are over, why are we doing that? We are doing that because we feel that I will fail the program if I start it when my children's exams are going on, or I start it if the vacation time is going on. I want to start it after the vacation. I want to start it after the children's exams are over. I want to start it once once the wedding is over. Then I want to start it, because why? I'm afraid of failure. What if I start and I'm not able to complete it? Second is I self-doubt myself, because I was criticized for not being able to do stuff. I have grown up with a lot of self-doubt. Will I be able to do justice to this health program if I start it in the middle of a vacation, middle of my children's exam, middle of this, when my work pressure is high, when my so many things are going on in my life, will I be able to? This is self-criticism. So criticism from parents or from people we look up to can lead to self-doubt, leads to fear of failure, leads to procrastination. And you have seen what happens with procrastination, right? Health is a place where most people procrastinate. I'll not do the exercises now, I'll do it later, not now, now later, and finally the time never comes. So this is what it leads to. And the another thing, that leads to, you will notice that these are also people who were criticized, are also people who are who lack the courage to take a step to improve their life. Yeah. So because again, because of the self-doubt. So one of the things is for us to learn. Maybe you can take a mental note or a note if you were criticized and you still get criticized for what you do, and if that is stopping you from moving forward in your taking a step in your health journey. And this is for us as adults. Now, I would also like to shift your attention to your children, the children that you have. Are we being a critical parent to them? Are we not appreciating them for the things that they have? For example, if a child can have different qualities, may not be great academically, but maybe great in something else, maybe great in soccer, maybe great in basketball, maybe great in skating, maybe great in singing, maybe great in dancing, am I being critical of them not being academically sound, not being the A star student in the class? Am I being critical of that? And continue to bring them back to, you have to study well. You have to study well, because you know what we are doing to our child is we are reinforcing the same criticism that we grew up with. And if we do not break it now, then our children will also reflect the same behaviors that we are reflecting now, because of the criticism that we got in our childhood. So, and as a result of which, this is very, very important that we identify the emotional, um, the the negative emotions that we are carrying with ourselves, the experiences that we have, break out of it and not let it repeat beyond our generation, so that our children can be fearless, can be courageous, can take risk in life, and be not afraid of failure. One of the things that, so this also leads me to the next one, which is, this also leads me to the next one, where kind of related, where if you, in this society, you may have also noticed that, so, okay, let me talk about, we work with many people, very, very high achievers as well. Okay, they were the toppers in their school, in the college. They have done great in their life. They're toppers in their career as well. They have reached a certain position in their career. Now, what happens is that the identity of these people have gotten built. I identify myself with the achievements that I have got and where that has come from. Again, connecting back to the same childhood experience is if we had overcritical parents. So say, for example, this is the parent, overcritical parent who says that you will be deemed successful only when you are good in academics, and your worth, self-worth, lies with the achievements that you have. If this was built into the child, this is the child. If this got built into the child, now see what happens to this child when the child grows up. This child is always over. These child become type 2 personalities when they grow up, where they feel that achievement is the only way through which they can preserve their identity. If they are the toppers in school, they are the toppers in college, they are the toppers in the university, they are the toppers in their career, then they are, they have a status, they have a recognition in the society. These are the people usually who drive themselves to overwork, in turn burning themselves out, and in turn neglecting their health. So just recently, name changed. A lady called Aparna in our community. She opened up very candidly. So we have these candid discussions during our Monday sessions with our premium members, where she said that, Ruma, I'm going through a lot of things right now. We are going through a change in our house. I'm also managing a career. She's looking to start another career for herself. She wants to shift over to another career, completely change her job profile. And she is a high performer, high achiever, high performer from the very young age. Okay, now see, at this point in time, by now she has lost about 15 kgs of weight. She has started running. She has accomplished a lot in terms of health as well. So these are like overachiever women. Okay, they want to achieve the best in their life. But the last 2 weeks have been very, very stressful for her, where she was moving, she was taking care of family, she was taking care of her career. And now she was so stressed out that she said, Ruma, I have never seen this in myself. I have started to give into emotional eating. I crave sugar. I had stopped taking sugar and I crave sugar. I am unable to resist my cravings, which had never happened before. And what we discovered was that the want, the need to perform at any level, at all levels, kind of pressurizes us. And there is somewhere we stop being compassionate with ourselves, because we were taught in the childhood, the subconscious pattern, not taught by someone else. We learned in the childhood that being an achiever, creates my identity, creates my self-worth, and hence I have to continue to achieve for me to be able to feel good. But the subconscious mind is also looking for a place to relax, to be a child once again. Yes, and it's also looking for compassion. And somewhere in this a conflict happens with our outer world and our inner world. The inner world is looking for compassion, and the outer world is looking for success. Yeah. And this conflict gives rise to a lot of stress, and then it leads into emotional overwork, burnout, and eating. And, it can be anything. This pattern resulted into emotional eating. So here's the thing. But once we identified that where the conflict was between the conscious and the subconscious mind, that is when we were able to identify it, we could put in certain steps in place for Aparna to be able to overcome this situation as well, so that she can get back on track with her health. So just to attach the story with the emotion. Now, the another thing that happens, and again, one more thing, my dear ladies, even though I'm sharing this topic with ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Even though I'm sharing this topic for today, this is the topic for today, I encourage you to ask me any question. This is only my excuse to be in front of you, to connect with you and answer your questions. So ask me any questions, start putting it in the comment box now itself, so that at the end, there is a lag between when I say it and you hear it, and then you put it in the comment, and then it comes back to us. There is almost a 30 to 90 seconds lag. And if that is there, then I will miss out and I'll exit prematurely. Okay, so you can start putting your questions now itself, and I'll take it towards the end. All right, so the next one that I wanted to address was, so this is critical parents, lack of encouragement in doing something else can lead to a lot of these behaviors. Now, many of the people we come to work with, they lost their parents at a very young age, one of the parents at a very young age. So this child became a over. So this the word that we use is an over responsible child. So at a very young age itself, the child had to take care of responsibilities that only an adult does. Maybe, take care of the house when the mom was out or father was out, taking care of the house, taking care of smaller siblings, making sure food is ready, or a child who grew up seeing both the parents working, they had to come home, open the house, cook their own food. So these children become, we call them as over responsible children. At the young age itself, over responsible child, yes, at a very young age itself, they had to take up a lot of responsibility. Now, some of these, and how they manifest in the older life, is that these people feel this innate need that if I'm not there, those people will not be taken care of. Yeah. So they have this innate need and a feeling inside of taking care of everyone, because the maybe the over responsible child can also happen because one of the parent was unavailable, either emotionally or physically or mentally were unavailable. It can be any of them. Maybe they lost their parent, one of the parents, or they lost, the parent was there but not available, emotionally available. It can happen that now they feel that I'm responsible to take care of myself, and I'm responsible to take care of others also, because if I don't take responsibility, nothing around me is going to happen. Yeah. So now what happens is these people always value somebody else's health, well-being, needs above theirs. So if the time comes where they have to decide if I should take care of my health or should I take care of others, they will always give in to taking care of others. So this is a responsible child who often puts themselves in the back burner while taking care of others. So all I'm trying to do is I'm helping you identify which ones are, you know, are, are, are the ones that you resonate with. And probably if your health is not working for you, this is the time to break free out of that. And I'll share how you can break free out of that also. Okay, so mine is not only a Gyandan session, but something that, you can take away and start implementing in your life. So over responsible childs are usually found um, to disregard their needs over someone else, because they feel that the world is running, the everybody else is doing well because they are there, and they have to be the one to take responsibility of everyone. Oftentimes it also happens with single children, who feel that they have to take care of their own family, their parents, and everything else. Yeah. So, and this can often put a lot of emotional burden on people, and these people often get burnt out. They do not find an emotional safe place where people are able to take their responsibility. So oftentimes in the back of their mind, they're also craving to have someone who will take care of them, because they are always taking care of themselves. So this also happens in a very deep subconscious mind, from at a very deeper level, from a very childhood, when they did not have anybody to take care of them and they were the ones to take care, they also have a very deep need that I also want to be taken care of. And oftentimes you know they don't think about it consciously, but some of the subconscious patterns come because of that. And these subconscious patterns can get into emotional eating, sabotaging their I just want to rest right. Yeah. And I don't want to exercise. Self-sabotaging behavior, like giving into food that they should not be eating, because they feel I'm being taken care of, so let me eat this food. They feel that they are being taken care of. So that is how that sabotages as well. The next one that I would, so just mark yourself if you were an over-responsible child and you still continue to be like that. The another one is, yes, self-sabotaging behavior. If you, we oftentimes you may have noticed that you achieve a certain health result. Okay, you lose 10 kgs of weight, But then again, after you lose that 10 kgs, 20 kgs of weight, you get into your old patterns of leaving it, not eating right, not exercising, not following the healthy habits that you've practiced, and you go back to being where you were again. Okay, so you lose 20 kg, you lose 10 kgs, gain back 20 kgs, again lose 10 kgs, gain back 20 kgs. You keep self-sabotaging your results. It, it happens oftentimes, we have seen that in when a child was growing up, they succeeded. They did well in certain things in life. They won the award, or they won the basketball game, or they were the topper in the class. And then the moment they scored well in class, or they did well in something, there was jealousy either among their siblings or among their friends in his or her peer group. And whenever they sense that there's this jealousy and I'm being pushed away because I did well in my life, well in my exam, well in the game, I was the topper, I won this match, I won this competition. And I saw that the friends that were really close to me started moving away from me. What I started understanding as a child was that success is not welcome. If I become successful, I will be pushed away from the people that I love and I care for. People who are my best friends, they will push me away. So jealousy among siblings, jealousy among from your friends can often lead to self-sabotaging behaviors if that is something that has, and oftentimes you'll not remember that consciously, that goes very deep inside. When it goes deep inside, the later on, it reflects and manifests itself as self-sabotaging behavior. Okay. And friends and siblings, yes. The next one is feeling of victimhood. People who feel that they are victims of circumstances. Oftentimes, if you have noticed that, okay, so for people who did not get, who felt that they were unseen, unheard, not validated by their parents or in their family members, they did not feel validated, they did not feel seen, they did not feel heard, and they had emotionally unavailable parents. This can often lead to a state of victimhood, where this person is constantly feeling that, I'm not enough. I want somebody to hear me. I want somebody to validate me. And they are very much dependent on somebody else's validation, somebody else's acceptance of who they are, of what they do. They're always looking for acceptance. And in some of these people, we also see, there was this lady who joined us many years back. And we used to see that she had recurring pains. She had recurring illnesses in her, recurring illnesses, recurring pain in her body. And we used to wonder why that is happening, because it shouldn't happen. Did not have fibromyalgia. She was otherwise a very, very healthy woman at the age of 35. Okay. And we could not understand where that was coming from. In a deeper discussion, in a one-on-one with her, when I went more deeper and deeper into understanding what was your childhood pattern, what does your parents do, what is your connection with your parents, tell me a little bit more about the childhood, I realized that she did not feel seen, she did not feel heard, she did not feel validated when she was growing up as a child. And this lady is a very, very talented woman with a lot of skills, talents, highly knowledgeable. And this is a woman who's highly intelligent as well, who was not seen, validated by the parents. So then what happens is that a victimhood comes inside. Yes. And as they are growing up, they are constantly looking for validation. They're constantly looking for acceptance, to be seen, to be heard. And oftentimes, the body pain, the sickness comes as a means of getting the attention that the person needs at that time. So what happens when you fall sick? Somebody comes and takes care of you, right? How are you doing? Let me take you to the doctor. Let me feed you some medicines. And this comes from a very deep need of getting the compassion and being seen and heard by other people. So if you are kind of finding yourself in recurring pain, recurring illnesses, and and you see a pattern, and you have gone through multiple treatments. We have seen this with dermat cases also, dermatology issues where they have constant rashes coming in the skin, and they are unable to explain that. They have gone through multiple treatments, they have gone through multiple programs, Ayurveda, naturopathy, and yet they are not able to overcome that. We have seen this with gut health issues also, where a child had an emotionally unavailable parents in the young age, and they were not appreciative of her or him. In the later stages, these people develop gut health issues also. So if you find yourself in a situation where it is unexplained by, it should not happen, and you see it recurring and treatments have not helped you, that means that there is somewhere you're looking for validation at this age. Now, also to say that you may say that, Ruma, it is science. Yeah, if I hurt myself, I will get pain. If I eat a food in a place where it was dirty, then I will get an infection. I will get a stomach infection. Yes, I agree, all of that. Now, there are situations that I'm talking about. If you ate something which was not right, yes, and then you get a pain, understandable. You fell, you injured yourself, and you're getting a pain, understandable. But pain coming out of nowhere, you can attach it to some reason, but pain coming out of nowhere uh, is an indication that something else is happening in the subconscious mind, unless there is a structural issue. So in our health and fitness side, we call it as a structural problem. For example, if your spine is fine, then you should not have any pain. Yeah. If your muscles are strong, you should not have any pain. You should not. Any pain that we experience in our body is a manifestation of the mind. We sense pain because of the mind. Mind sends signals to the brain, and that is how and then the nerves that are connected to the ends of those parts of the body, they take the signal from the part of the body to the brain and then back and forth. But all of that has been created in the mind. Yes. So, and what is created in the mind is coming from our subconscious patterns. I hope it is making clear. Maybe to many of you, this may be a very new concept, but a lot of studies and researches are going on currently in this field, when mind is the creator of the pain that we experience in your body in the absence of any structural issue. Now, when there is a structural issue also, when the structure of the bone is wrong, the structure of your muscles are wrong, when in spite of in a structural issue also, your brain and mind are working together to help us understand the sensation of pain. Okay, even in that case, we are finding the sensation of the pain. But in the absence of a structural issue, it is a complete work of a mind, your conscious and your subconscious mind. The postulate is this, that every human body has an ability to heal itself on its own. That is the normal state, because everybody wants to come to so the comfort, if you call a comfort zone for a body, is to be in a perfect, healthy, healed, fit state. You are in the right body weight, you are in the right BMI, you are in the right body fat percentage, your hormones are working well, your organs are functioning well, you are emotionally happy, mentally strong, you are able to, your joints, your muscles are strong. This is a perfect body. This is the normal body. And whatever is outside of this, the anomaly, is because of the things that we have not done or the things that we have done to ourselves. And that is why body moves from a state of normalcy to a non-normalcy. Every time, body's tendency will be to bring us back to the state of normalcy. It is constantly working itself. More than 3 trillion cells grow in our body every single day. And these cells will be in a good condition depending upon the blood that we have inside of us. The environment that we have inside of us will determine the quality of these cells that are regenerating every single day. Okay. Now, so if a body can heal itself, tell me, without an injury, how can you get a pain? The body's normal state is a body's healed state. A normal state is to be healed, perfect. So about a year back, 1.5 years back, I got a back pain. And how did that happen? I was lifting 50 kgs plus 58 kgs of barbell with, I was doing 58 kgs of barbell squat. I was a little unmindful. I did some wrong technique and I got a catch. I could not move. I was almost debilitated for a few seconds, almost a minute. I could not move. Somehow I was able to put the weights back on the rack and I found a place to sit. I sat there for almost 5 to 10 minutes before limping back home. I have been in this field for a long time. I know my body will heal. My body will heal. I just need to give it a rest. Give it a rest. Maybe the disc got, the disc compressed, and that is what was giving me a pain. And I just need to rest it out. I just need to let the disc get back to its shape and decompress the disc, and I'll be fine, right? So this is my science brain working. For 10 days, I continued my, taking rest, being in a right posture, lying down so that the discs compress. By the 10th day, and going through my healing practices, Reiki, EFT, and all of that, by the 10th day, my pain was quite gone. Okay. But my husband is, he's a person who believes that only a doctor can treat me. And he feels that sometimes I am too overzealous, overambitious, and I don't want to go to doctors. He said, Ruma, you have to go to the doctor. So he pushed me to go to the doctor. And fortunately, I also attract doctors who believe in the same mindset. So I met with Dr. Lakshmi Narayan, Lakshmikant. He is very near to us. And he is a doctor who believes in this philosophy. He's an orthopedic surgeon. He believes that every body has a tendency to heal. So I met with him and he said, Ruma, you are already healed. You're healing very well. You don't need any medicines. Go home, aram se rest. Within another, just come back and meet me in 7 days if the pain doesn't go away. Within 7 days, I was back to gym again, doing 58 kg barbell squat. So that was 1.5 years back. 1 year back, last year, March, there was a disc herniation in my C5, C6, C7. And it continued for almost a month. Again, I went back to the doctor. Those people who have experienced disc herniation, they know it's not a very, not a very comfortable situation. I do not want to associate the word pain, but it was an uncomfortable experience for me in a sense that I wasn't finding a comfortable place, a comfortable position to lie during the night so that I could get good sleep. I wasn't sleeping through the night. I would sit on the sofa throughout the day, throughout the night. My husband will come in the morning and see me sitting in the sofa, and he would be like devastated. How can you do, devastated looking at my condition? And I'm telling him, I'm fine. I'm getting better each day. And he used to get very, very mad at me because he didn't understand the place I was coming from. Because for me, my body is perfect. I'm not broken. I just need to heal. That's it. Yeah. So that concept was very clear. So I did not want to attach it. I did not want to attach this experience to a word called pain, that I am hurt, I'm having excruciating pain. I did not want to use that word at all to even feed into my subconscious mind that I'm talking about something negative. I only said there is an unpleasant experience in my body that I'm going through, a different experience that I've not experienced before. Okay. And again, I went to the doctor. Guess what the doctor said? Ruma, disc herniation, please don't worry about it. And he did not even call for an MRI. He saw my symptoms. He said C5, C6, C7 disc herniation, and you will heal within 2 to 3 months. You just continue to rest. I said, doctor, but the sensation, I want to sleep in the night. Can you give me something? So he gave me some painkillers. I had those painkillers. Nothing worked, honestly. But finally, I am back. It took me some time. I lost a lot of strength of my left hand. I could not do the exercises that I was doing. And trust me, it is highly frustrating at that point in time that you were somewhere and then life has pushed you down here. But through those times, if I can keep my faith and trust high in my body that I am not broken, I just need to heal. Body will heal itself. And today I'm back to where I was before. Okay, so some of the people that you can follow is Dr. Rangan, Bruce Lipton, Dr. Howard Schubiner, uh, Dr. Martha. These are the people who have done a lot of research in the world of pain, and they say how pain gets created by our mind. Yeah. And unless there is a structural issue, we are getting a pain, we need to look into ourselves. If you had an injury, say many years back, 6 years back, and you're still struggling with that pain now, even now, your back hurts because of the injury you had 6 years back. We had a recent case in our community just like that. Name changed. Her name is Sadhana, and she had an injury 6 years back. She still has that back pain. We again went back deep inside her childhood experiences and what are the emotions she's holding inside, the fear she's holding inside that she's not able to let go. And we were able to get to some, get the steps that she needs to take in order to heal herself out of that pain. So 6 years back, if you had an injury and you still experience the pain, it means it's not a structural issue anymore. Your body has healed already, but your emotions have not around the pain. Yeah. So that is what I wanted to share with you. And yes, what I also have not yet done, two more things. I got carried away. Let me see what's the time. Wow, we have taken long. Wow. It went on for a long time. It needed a lot of explanation. Now let's talk about the fallback patterns. Okay. The experiences, childhood experiences are also coming from people we are surrounded with. So just take a moment to think, who are the people you were surrounded with? Were they people who were disciplined about their life? Were they people who were disciplined about their food? Were they people who were disciplined about their exercises? Were there people who put health as a value, and hence their behaviors around sleep, around nutrition, around exercises also reflected that? Just think, reflect for a moment, because you have also picked up, those are also our childhood experiences. We have picked up the cues of health and fitness from the people that we have surrounded ourselves with. So take a moment to identify if you had any person around you, if you're struggling with your health and fitness, if there were any people where you, when you were growing up, who was a role model of fitness for you. In my case, I had two extreme characters in my family. My father was, I shouldn't use the word fitness freak, but my father was very high on health, and it came from his father, his grandfather. It ran in our family. So it looks like my father's side, grandfathers, everybody were very, uh, uh, they were into exercising, they were into eating healthy, and they lived for a very long time. Some of them got killed during the riot in Bangladesh, but other than that, they had a very strong physique, and they had a very strong health as well, and they were very focused on health. So I have seen my father like that. On the other hand, I've seen how my mother sacrificed her health. So now I had these two people who I have observed very clearly. This is the person I took inspiration from. This was the person who was my, the life of example, and my mother became my life of warning. If Ruma, you do not take care of yourself, you will end up being like your mother. If you have aspirations in life, you need to work, take care of yourself. Otherwise, you will have a lot of pain. So I associated a lot of pleasure with the way my father managed himself and carried himself. Today, even at the age of 88, he's very, very fit. And from my mother, I took the lesson that this is something that there was a lot of pain associated with this, having seen the difficulties that she has gone through. And I decided that I don't want to be here. Yeah. So these things matter as well. So just check your childhood experiences around the people who surrounded you and how that is shaping your today's choices of health. And the last one is, whenever, I want you to go back a little bit and think about all the happy moments you had, and what was present as part of that happy moment. In a birthday party, happy moment, right? Diwali, happy moment, right? Dashera, happy moment. Christmas, happy moment. Eid, happy moment. I want you to think every wedding, birthdays, family gatherings, social meetings, meeting with friends, your first boyfriend, your first girlfriend, ice creams. What did you eat at that time? Is that ringing a bell? Let's now see how the connection has become. Your happiness, we have started connecting happiness with certain kind of food. Ice cream, laddu, biryanis, jalebis, and all of that. So when you are actually craving for something, you're not craving for food, you're craving for happiness. But because you have associated happiness with food, you finally get here. What you're craving for is happiness. You're not craving for food. Food is something that we have associated based upon our childhood experiences. Okay, so how then do I break out of this? I hope you've noted all of them down. Now, if you can go through them, what I want you to do, and the way we do it with our members in our program is, and that is what I'm going to share with you. Number one, if you could identify with any of them, just mark those, and go a little bit, take some time. It takes about an hour to 2 hours of meditation where you go deep inside of yourself, stay in that zone for a long time and go through your entire childhood experience and identify each emotion one by one. Was I neglected? Was I appreciated? Not was I neglected. Did I feel neglected? Did I feel appreciated? Did I feel criticized? Did I feel encouraged? What did you feel through every experience and every stage of your life? When I got that award, did I feel accomplished or did I feel people were jealous of me? Did I feel isolated because my friends could not win that award, but I won that award? What were the feelings that you were going through at every stage in life? And I want you to identify that. And once you've identified those feelings, the second step that we do, that is the number one thing that needs to happen, is the awareness, going deeper inside and being aware of which emotion in my childhood I'm still carrying till now. Next is break out of it. Yes, and the breaking out becomes much easier when I'm in a meditative state, and I'm in a meditative state while visualizing a perfect outcome. Where I say that I'm not a creation of the past, I'm going to create my future myself by breaking out of these patterns. Once we have identified these, meditative processes, chakra healing, reiki healing, EFT help, and NLP, these four practices help us to break out of these patterns as well. And once you've broken out of this pattern, the third thing that I'll request from every parent who is listening to this episode today is make sure that you do not pass on these emotions to your children as well. Appreciate them, hear them, learn from them, from what they are. They may not conform to the definition of the world, but they are still precious. No matter what they are precious. So appreciate them for what they are. Do not push them to do something that is your dream and not their dream. Allow them to flourish, allow them to become courageous human beings so that later on in life, they do not have to go through the same struggle and the same pain that we are going through in our adult life. Yeah. So let our children grow. So these are the 3 steps that you follow. And with that, today was a long session. Yeah, usually the deeper sessions become very long. You know what? Do this exercise, do that exercise, do ye khana khao, wo khana khao is much easier to tackle. But emotions, psychology, and experiences take a long time and takes a lot of time to go much, much more deeper as well. So with that, I'm open to questions. And if you're someone who would like to join our community, you can join our webinar, and you can, the next upcoming webinar, the link will be there in the description, and join us from there. Yes. All right. So if there are any questions, I'd love to take them now. All right. So I see Manisha, good evening. Nanda, that happens to me. My heart goes out to you, Nanda. And you are the one who is in control. You can break out of this and you can start creating your own life from here onwards. Now that you're aware, you will be able to create it out, Nanda. My love goes out to you. Sosa, Ribeiro, Cristiano edits. Wonderful. Lovely to have all of you here. And let me see if we have the link. Thank you, Manisha. All right. So if there are no questions, thank you so much. And so happy that you joined today's session. And I hope you found this valuable. And please do carry this message forward to everyone that you come across. First, work on yourself, and then you can help others work on themselves as well. So, with that, thank you so much for joining in. Take care. Lots of love to you. Bye bye. See you next Thursday.